You got 15 minutes or less? I'm going to do a quick live. I told you I'm going to get more comfortable with doing lives, especially on YouTube, now that they gave me access. Who told YouTube to give me access? Well, yours truly, Coach Angie Wounded2wonderful. I'm here multitasking yet again in my spot and decided to go live again, try to build these numbers up. I think I've gained 2 subscribers since my last video. So let's try to double that to 4 and onward. But happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, the 28th of August, 2024. And it's been a super busy day for me. Good trouble, good busy. And I was just having some really in-depth conversation today with clients and people I'm trying to connect to an opportunity, and it ballooned into conversations talking around purpose and finding and mapping out what's really for you versus what isn't. And speaking to an older lady today who's just, I think she's going to be a part of my mentor squad. Like, her outlook on all things career and all things growing and owning your stuff really intrigued me. And our 30-minute conversation went over into an hour. Thankfully, she was my last meeting for the day. And we went into great detail about how she's established some non-negotiables in her career and in her profession and in the level of her profession, which is management or directorship. And she was just giving me some insight. She's like, Angie, I know you want to talk to me about this role, but I just feel like I need to tell you more about, setting and establishing your own boundaries, knowing your non-negotiables, and being okay if that opportunity is no longer for you or if it no longer serves you. So I know I just went right in real fast in 2 minutes, but this live is going to be very brief. Yeah. So just knowing, your lane, knowing, in other talks I've talked about your fingerprint, what's unique to you, what makes you you, what makes you, indispensable when it comes to being your own advocate and being your own spokesperson. And in having this conversation with Miss K, call her by her initial. She just really gave me some insight on being firm on your position and your stance as someone who is defined in your career or your calling, and sticking to it and knowing what you stand for and not allowing anything or anyone or even the dollar sign dictate or pull you away from that. So that was my quick thought process, like while I'm here and before the kids come home and it gets noisy. What are your non-negotiables? What are some things you're not even willing to entertain or consider in order to make sure you stay along your course of getting to your next level of healing, growth, self-discovery, career development, professional development, spiritual growth, whatever the case may be, whatever you are currently on a path to and a journey towards? What are some of your non-negotiables? What are some things you notice that you better not back down off of? What are some things you realize that you better not, pump the brakes on? You have to continue being steadfast and pushing forward in your quest for growth and your quest for healing. Hey, Mo, happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining. So I'm just doing my random lives here to build up, my presence here on YouTube. But yeah, my question is for the day: what is your non-negotiable, or what are your non-negotiables when it comes to maintaining your path towards healing? And again, that conversation really struck a chord and reignited something in me that the last 2 weeks the last several months, like the whole year has been unique, but the last 2 weeks has been pivotal in helping me stay in tune with my calling and with my level of profession. And of course, my spiritual walk, where, certain circumstances happened that almost threw me for a loop, almost had me feeling as if I was being, just unnecessarily punished or poked and prodded or teased when it comes to certain things that I know that I've worked hard and I've paid my dues in order to maintain this level of streamlined efforts. And it was in the last 2 weeks, I would say exactly almost a month to date, when another opportunity found me. And I was like, oh, this opportunity is going to be a nice supplement to what I'm doing, to where this opportunity has now ballooned into becoming my main thing and being acknowledged and embraced for my gift and talent and skills, to where I've now been able, in the space of 30 days, identify my non-negotiables, identify my target audience, identify my business model and my practices and my SEOs and the ways that I want to do things, because I know that works best for me and brings me the best return or ROI. In speaking with Miss Kate today, she's like, yeah, honey, I've been in this thing long enough where I have non-negotiables that I'm firm on, even if it means I might be missing out on something, bringing me vacation money or bringing me something to help me along the way. But if it messes with my peace of mind or messes with my, even down to her length of commute, if it messes with that, she was like, I don't want it. And I'm okay with it, because what is for me will find me. And I'm sitting here like, this lady don't even know she's preaching to me a hard, heavy sermon. She has no idea that she's just really clutching my pearls for me and putting me in my place to remind myself about my non-negotiables. I did a live 2 days ago when I tried out my first live. It's asking, telling you or encouraging you to guard your healing, secure your healing. Identify your boundaries and create that line in the sand that whomever better not cross. And if they do, snip, snip. Right? Or you readjust or rearrange your audience of who has access to you, because you are determined to secure your healing. So in securing your healing, let's take it a step further. What are some of your non-negotiables? What are some things that you better not allow yourself to backtrack on? Me, as a woman who reads my Bible, the Bible talks to me about be careful about being a dog that goes back to its vomit, right? Because some dogs who are wild and untrained, and even some domesticated ones, if they happen to have that, some of them have that primal instinct to go in it and look for whatever they were looking for. And that's one of the most yucky visuals you can ever think of. And the Bible warns us about, for those of us who are intentional about our healing or have claimed healing, to not go back to those thought processes, those environments, those peoples, the way of thinking, the habits that will be equal to a dog wallowing or going back to his vomit, looking for something that is refutable, is yucky. I'm using my 6-year-old vernacular right now. It's yucky. It's just something that you don't want to find yourself doing, because there's no benefit and no reward at the end of the day when you do that. So I think I'm doing better with this live. I figured out the ending button. I'll be making my thumbnails. I made my first thumbnail for my first live, and I'll be continuing to do that, thanks to my mentors and my YouTube aficionados who have been pushing me along to get, access to YouTube Live. And now that I have it, I don't know how to act, right? But I want you to just identify, what are my non-negotiables? What are some things that I refuse to let up on? I will not pump the brakes. I will not try to, water down or just dilute certain things about me or certain access to me in order for me to aggressively protect my journey to healing or my journey to wholeness. So with that being said, I want you to chew on that. Let that resonate a little bit, because I literally sat with my client and she schooled me while just giving me her own insight on some things, or things that she chooses not to pursue. And I'm like, wow, that gives me the full go ahead that I have the authority to accept what I want and reject what I don't want, reject what doesn't serve me, and to embrace what does serve me and nurture those things or relationships that allows me to get closer to my next step. And another thing I learned, it's really important how well you treat people in any given space. Today I've had 6 fruitful conversations with people from professional connections that I've made in the last 6 or 7 months. And these people all said, Angie, anywhere you have an opportunity for me, and as long as I live nearby, or as long as I have a license for it, because it's you, I'm willing to have these conversations. You could tell me the sky is purple, and because the way you've dealt with me as a human being and as a professional, and you were so well communicative, anywhere you go, and as long as I have a license, I'm there. And I'm like, wow. It's so important how well you treat people. Not treating them well to a point where you're degrading or downselling yourself, but coming with the best foot forward professionally and with ethics and morals, and of course with godly principles, right? Whether or not the atmosphere is, one that requires, a godly atmosphere, but I choose to bring my godly principles into anything I'm doing. That way, it's irrefutable that how I deal with people and how people deal with me is a tangible experience. So with that being said, I'm going to hush it up because I said I was going to be here 10 minutes with a quick live asking you, what are your non-negotiables on your pathway to healing and wholeness? What are some things that you've identified as boundaries that you need to be firm on, that you must be firm on in order for you to protect your peace, your mindset as it shifts, and as you unlearn and relearn necessary fundamental steps in order to be the next best version of who you're destined to be? What are your non-negotiables? Sit down with that. Write it down. If you want to connect with me, my links are in my profile, wounded2wonderful.com. You can set up a conversation with me at IamAngieMcDonald.setmore.com. All my links are in the profile. Click away from this when you're done. And or ask me, just say, hey, Angie, connect with me in the comments and I'll send you the link. But let's chew on that. Let that resonate with you. What are your non-negotiables? As you secure your healing, as you establish your boundaries, what are some things that you know that you better not ease up on? So with that being said, please like and share this live or video replay for whomever you feel this will benefit. And if it's for you, save it in your favorites, come back to it, ask yourself these questions, and be a part of the conversation. I'll be coming more often with lives and different conversation and talking points, not only about these random epiphanies that I've had in conversations, but also chronicling with you the last several years of my life that I've been promising and never did it, but now I have live access. God help me now. I'll be talking about my journey through a miraculous healing from heart attacks and tumors to my divorce that saved my life, and to the passing of my mother 2 years coming up in a few days, where her transition awakened something in me to be more of who God called me to be. Miss her like crazy, but she had passed the torch and woken up something in me as she closed her eyes that today I look and say, I have no regrets for the godly heritage and for the love of a praying mother. So stick around. I'll be doing a bit of, what are those things called? Shorts, recorded videos. But because I lack so much space on this phone, I'll be probably doing more lives than recorded videos to have more of these conversations with you. But stay blessed, stay awesome. My goal is for you to heal, grow, and discover, and always grow from wounded to wonderful. All right, it's yours truly, Coach Angie. Connect with me in my profile if you need conversations around healing, growth, and self-discovery for yourself, your nonprofit organization, for your business, whatever the case might be. I'm here to support. Have a blessed rest of your Wednesday into your weekend. Bye.